There are 6 girls in this van, and they are freaking out by this guy. Now I'm videotaping.
Okay, I love you, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, I love you too. Bye.
Bye.
There are 6 girls. There are 6 girls in there, and they are rocking this car because he's messing with them. That's quality. Oh God, I think he saw us. Oh no, he didn't see us. Oh no, he's gonna go around the other side.
This is awesome. Then I'll walk over here and back in on this other side of the car.
Yeah, but yes, we are at Dead Rising Haunted House. It's in I forget where, Illinois, but it's in Illinois. Yeah, Dead Rising Haunted House. There's the little sign right there. Dead Rising. So we are about to go. They don't open until 7, so we're gonna hang out another couple minutes. But and then he's trying all the doors to see if he can get in.
I would be that asshole friend that unlocks the
Oh,
doors.
absolutely, I would unlock that door.
I've actually done that at our house. Last year, we had a friend of ours come, and her kids were so scared. She unlocked the doors, and I climbed in through the back of the van, over the seats.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look, he's trying the doors. Let us in.
This is awesome. I like this.
You have to go in the haunted house.
This is awesome.
All right.
Oh, I'm so beat from all these haunted houses. Are you beat?
So many haunted houses.
So many haunted houses today. So many haunted houses. And so many cemeteries.
Oh, yes. All the cemeteries.
We saw 3 big cemeteries. And I'll show you some pictures of that in probably a later vlog because that's going to be a bigger thing. So we went to Dead Rising, Disturbia, and Terror in the Timbers. But we also went to 2 home haunts. It's a Pirate's Life and Schiffers Halloween Insanity. His haunt was not running yet. He's going to be up on the 16th next Friday, but we got to see some behind the scenes stuff, and we got to hang out with him and talk with him for a little bit, and so that was really cool. And the Pirate's Life one was really cool. I'll show you pictures of that right now. So, yeah, it was like a full-size pirate ship. Super awesome. Great little detail. Hard to look at because it's on like a main road, so you have to like park on the side street and then walk around and look at it, but it's very cool. The Schiffers one, that one is on a side street, so it's really, really cool. And he's got like a giant mall across the street, so there's plenty of parking. But he's got lots of animatronics, lots of new stuff, lots of stuff that he's put up before, and did a whole lot of crazy like programming and stuff like that. Like it's all computer programmed with boo boxes and stuff like that, and it's really, really cool. So the first pro haunt I went to though was Dead Rising, and that one was awesome. One type, it was basically the type of home, like I don't know what. It's hard to describe these haunts because they're not like home haunters, but they're not pro haunters either. Like it's people that have a lot of passion in what they're doing. And one of the things that I loved about it was that the actors were interactive with you, and they were not just saying form responses, things we've heard in haunts all the time. Like one of the girls screamed, but the rest of them, everybody else had their spiel down, but they also interacted with you and changed with your responses. And I liked the different rooms. I liked we had to sit down, stand up, stand against the wall, move over here, do this, do that, play games. It was definitely way more interactive, and in the space they used, it was great. They have a maze in there where you go through it, and then something happens, and then something happens to the maze. I'm not going to tell you because you need to go. I know not everybody's going to be able to get to Chicago to see these haunts, but if you're in Chicago, you need to go to Dead Rising. It is very, very good, and like only $18. And so that's an easy price to do. And they did great stuff on the COVID. They had the front guy did hand sanitizer on you and made sure he used his personality of a maintenance guy to do the distancing in the queue line, which was done really well. And all the actors had masks on and everything like that. It was great. Felt totally safe. I'm not really super scared about the virus, but it was nice to see that they were doing their part to stay open, regardless of what the government says. So Tristan, what did you like about it?
Oh man, there's so many good parts of it. I loved it. Like from the parking lot.
Yeah. Yes.
Just to see those girls getting scared before even going inside.
Yes. Oh, I need to show that part, so I'll show it right now. So yeah, see, he was just messing with them the whole time.
It's hilarious. And yeah, how interactive it was, and how, like you said, they incorporated all the COVID safety protocols and didn't make it stand out. Like the one guy that was a doctor,
Oh yeah.
or was he butcher?
The one with the yeah, how he squirted your hands.
Yeah.
He was like a butcher type guy because he had the friend who had the birthday.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
friend with the birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Where we had to sing happy birthday.
So interactive. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. And then we went to Disturbia, which was just recently bought by Basement of the Dead. So the folks there have been working overtime to get Disturbia looking great. I don't know if it looked crappy beforehand, but it looked amazing to us. The queue line was done really well. You had numbers to stand at, and so as the person in front of you went forward, you got to go to the next number. So there's plenty of distancing in the line. Hand sanitizer at the front, several stations along the queue line area there. The haunt itself is like it's based on like you're visiting the underworld type of idea. So the theme went through that for a good amount of it, and then it slowly started to switch into kind of insanity and other pumpkins and things like that. But the flow never felt like you were being thrust into a different storyline. It was just, now we're morphing into this, but it was a slow morph. It wasn't just like, boom, you're in this now. So I liked that. Obviously, the scenery in Disturbia was awesome. Lots of animatronics and lots of actors, which I was kind of worried about this year with most of the haunts saying that they were going to do more animatronics because that is safer, and you're going to have a lot less actors this year that either want to haunt or are able to haunt because of the, maybe a lot of them are kids, so maybe their parents don't want them to do it. And yeah, so I mean, the lighting was great. All the stuff to go along with that haunt. It definitely was a big budget haunt, but it didn't feel like it didn't feel like a big budget haunt at the same time. You could definitely tell a lot of it was made right there, things like that. They didn't go out and buy all the stuff, I know one of the builders in there, and Nicholas, and he's been telling me all kinds of stuff that he's been building for it and stuff. And so there's a lot of pride in that haunt. And I think that comes over from the Basement side. We're going to see Basement tomorrow, but they did a lot of cool stuff in the last couple of weeks to get it ready, and it definitely showed. It was a fantastic, big haunt.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I love the DJ Pumpkin
Oh,
up
yeah.
there at the front.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yep.
All the entertainment out front
Yep.
beforehand, and
Yeah, they had
Yep.
sliders. Yeah.
people sliding around.
Yeah.
Lots of creatures.
Yeah.
The inside was amazing. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
Especially the one where with the jail.
Oh yeah, the jail scene.
So
Yeah.
disorienting.
Oh,
the,
I could barely
strobe light
walk.
and everything.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, by the end of that, I felt like my knees were really weak at the end of that. Like, I knew my knees weren't weak, but I felt like it was weak.
Yeah.
It was really weird. It was really weird feeling. It was just the right amount of strobe to get you not totally disoriented. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome. Very good use of space, I'd say. How they had it all switched back.
Oh, yeah.
Several times.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they had lots of cool and lots of good effects when you would hit them. You would hit them, and some of them were on the floor. So just a word of edge, they're on the floor. So step and then look around. If you're not paying attention, you'll still hit it because you can't not step on the pads. But the pads are what's activating a lot of the stuff in there. And so if you want to have fun with it, like maybe you don't step on it, and maybe if you got like 5 people with you, make sure like the third person steps on it because that'd be hilarious to watch the people behind you get hit. But yeah, I mean, lots of over the top animatronics in there that works really well with the scene and came right at you. So I like that a lot. And then we went to the 2 home haunts because we got out of the other 2 pretty early. And then we went to our first ever drive-through haunted house. It's called Terran Timbers. And it, not all of you have done drive-through haunts yet. This is our first one, and we didn't really know what to expect, so it was weird to know once you've gone through it, you're like, oh, now I get it, okay. So you get in a line, and it started with 1 line, and then 3 lines, and then 2 lines, and then 1 line. So you can imagine the type of herding these people had to do to get cars in the right spaces. But I get that because the line to get in would have went out into the street, and so they had to have some sort of big area for like 3 rows of car and then shuttle them and then shoot them through. But one of the things is like we have a rental car, and our rental car they have daytime running lights that are pretty bright. And so the problem is that and we had a car behind us that looked like it had its regular lights on. And there's no way for a lot of these really new cars to turn off the lights completely because they figure, I guess there's no reason to. I don't know. But, because I guess they didn't figure there'd be drive-through haunted houses. But, so, having it go through and, having the person at the front, if your lights won't turn off, have some sort of a little, they had tons of curtain material in this haunt, and they could have taken another roll of that curtain material and cut out a bunch of square pieces of the material and some painter's tape and just slap it on the front of the hood over the light, and then somebody at the end take it off, similar to what we used to do with the 3D glasses, So it would have been the same type of action. And some of their employees, most of these haunts have a 3D room now, and so they're used to doing it at the beginning and the end type of thing. So the idea wouldn't have been hard to teach, obviously. But other than that, you drive through the haunt, and it's some side scenes as you're driving through, not as much as we thought. But then there's individual little buildings that you drive in. There's a red light. It tells you to stop. You put your brakes on. You did not turn off your car, which I thought was a little unsafe in the aspect of. I don't think anybody could could turn in this situation where the actors were never in front of you. So that was a big thing. They were from the sides the whole time, and. But yeah, so you drive through, you hit the red light, you stop, the action comes from both sides or whatever, and then you go to the next scene. And so it was fun. I definitely wouldn't say that it's something that should catch on, only because you can't hear the people. So I kind of described it as talking to a deaf person that you didn't know was deaf. And so you're trying to talk to them, and they're trying to talk to you through the window, and you can't really hear each other very well. Plus, they're wearing masks, under masks, so you have that issue too, And so it's more of just they're trying to do it with just their bodies, which is a challenge. So, I mean, the actors really rose to the challenge of doing it. But I probably took your thing about saying they rose to the challenge because you said that in the car.
Yeah, that's all right. But
he did. He said they rose to the challenge. I didn't say that. I stole his line.
Yeah, he did. Because I said that the actors did a great job for what they were dealt with, and it was a good surprise. I mean,
yeah,
didn't know what to expect.
Yeah,
being the first one ever.
Yeah,
that I've ever been to, and I liked it, and I liked the rooms that they had you stop in, and the scares, and the way that they direct your attention one way, and the jump scare would come off from the opposite side of the car. It was really good. I do agree with you on the headlight thing, though.
Yeah. And then a little more, he had mentioned something about lurkers.
Oh, yeah. I thought it would be really cool if in the back scenes away where people couldn't get hit by a car, if you had people just lurking around in the shadows, just give you an eerie, creepy feeling.
Yeah, like a strobe light going off once in a while or something like that, and catching an actor out there to freak people out as they're waiting to go to the next scene.
Yeah.
And I can imagine after because we went at like 11:15, we didn't get into the actual haunt until like 11:50, and then we didn't get out of there until like 12. It was like 12:20.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of time in between each scene where you're waiting for the car in front of you to go and stuff like that. So I can imagine at like 8, 9 o'clock at night, I'm sure that it's even more intense where you're bumper to bumper in there maybe. And so to have something to look at on the sides, and I don't know how long they had to put this together, so that's the other thing with COVID. Any preconceived notion of, well, they've had since last October to do this. No, they probably didn't, So what these haunts did in the small amount of time given to adjust to COVID, because some of these haunts didn't even know they could open until a couple of months ago or a month ago or a couple of weeks ago. So there's a lot of haunts that made the decision we're not opening at all. All of these ones decided to open, and we thanked them, and it was awesome. But it looks like we're at 14 minutes. We're at 14 minutes.
Yeah.
There 14 minutes of talking.
Something else I would recommend is their merchandise people. We're not very good at it. They just walked by a car and it was like concessions, like that.
What's concessions? What do you
didn't
got?
Offer anything? They didn't say what they had.
Yeah.
And even over by like where they were storing stuff, it wasn't very lit up. It was kind of dark.
Yeah. He should have had something like the girls used to have with the cigarettes. And have a tray of what it is, or have like the guys at the sports arenas where they have the red ropes around the thing, and they've got like pictures, or they have buttons of what they have now. Yeah. Like a lot of them will have big buttons that show what they have and the prices and stuff like that too. And that could have been an 11 o'clock thing where we had been there. This kid had been out there since 7 o'clock trying to sell concessions. Probably at 7:30 he was like, I got this. And as the night goes on, he's like, do you want shit or what?
That could be.
But I would say if you're going to do the drive-through haunted house, make sure that you go with a car that you could turn off the lights, and probably get ready to move your mirrors to the sides and push your rearview mirror up in case the person behind you does have their lights on still. Bring friends and bring kids. Like, I think that kids would like it a lot. They kept looking in the back of our vehicle to see if there were other people in the back seat. So that kind of took them away from scaring us, because they were looking to back there where like we were the parents, so then there should have been people behind us. So bring your kids, bring friends that get scared but won't go through a haunted house, because I think this would be good for them to get into that, and then maybe you can convince them to go to a haunted house after this.
Yeah, it's a great starter.
Yeah.
For like a first haunted house for little kids or anything.
Oh, absolutely.
It'd be perfect.
Yeah. Like my kids, they'd be like, Dad, this is boring. Take us to a real haunted house. And I'm like, okay. So, but yeah. So tomorrow, Basement of the Dead, Evil Intentions, Massacre. We probably won't get any home haunts in tomorrow because of the fact that we're going to those 3 haunts. Now, 2 of them are right next to like 5 minutes away from each other. So we may be able to get another couple home haunts in. But we're going to do the Lincoln Park Zoo tomorrow. Woolly Mammoth's Museum of Oddities.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're going to go to Scary World, which is the Halloween store here in town. So we're going to do some sightseeing tomorrow as well. So I'm going to charge the battery because it's at 2 minutes. And so I guess this is an entire vlog. So this was, maybe I'll show a couple cemetery things at the end here. So before I end it. But yeah, so Tristan, whatever your name is, I almost called him Ryan. I don't know why I called him Ryan. I do that on chat. People who watch this that know that I go in chat all the time. I call Patricia and Chandra. I call them Chandra and Patricia all the time. I don't know who they are. Jesus. But now I just called you Ryan. So
yeah, way to go.
Fred, what do I say at the end of my vlogs? I'm gonna test him to see if he watches my vlogs.
I've not seen one of them.
Dick. I say, haunt on. Now you know.
Haunt on.
Yeah.